What's up guys, Dan here, Coalcracker, Bushcraft. So today we're going to be talking about measuring devices in Bushcraft, an important thing as you advance along with more advanced projects. Now you might be thinking, what kind of projects do I need to measure for? So if you're going to build any type of table or stool or bench with legs, those legs generally you're going to need to measure out. Same with the holes that you're going to be drilling. There's even some trap triggers in the survival world that if you can measure the components out, they just come together so much more. So once you hear these few things I'm going to tell you, you're going to think, hey, this is good, and now it's going to be that much easier for me when I'm in the field and I don't have to carry a tape measure, because that is not real bushcrafty. We want to just be able to use the items we have along with us. And then while I said that, one other thing that popped in my mind is also advanced navigation. If you've ever done the palm method of navigation, you need measuring devices to set your map up on the ground. So lots of different reasons we need to measure. So we're going to talk about two different things today, and then I'm going to let you go on your way. I rhyme now. Okay, so the most simplistic way to measure in the woods is with just this. That's right, just a piece of rope and knots. So how this actually works is we would cut our first piece. So in our mind, we're gonna pretend that I'm building a bench and I need 4 legs. So I cut my first leg just by eye. I just look and I'm like, hey, it's about this long. Now, yes, we can take that leg and just measure it off other legs, but what we can also do if we're gonna maybe go out in the woods and look for more straight sticks to cut, and we wanna just cut them while we're out there, we don't have to take that actual leg along with us. We can just take a piece of rope. Trust me, it's way easier, especially when you're traveling distance. So all that you're going to do is I usually go from the end of my rope, I come in and measure whatever it is I'm going to be measuring, and then I just put just an overhand knot on the rope itself, just like this. Now I know my measurements, so I can measure from here to here, and I can just cut it in the field and be good to go. I can tell you from personal experience, I also use this when we camped in the yurt a lot with our wood-burning stove. That stove only accepted firewood that was a certain length. So when we would go out and about and we find a down tree, rather than cutting it once and dragging a big thing into camp, or cutting it and having to recut it, we would just have this piece of rope with us. Now, quick tip with this, don't go and cut the piece of rope off your entire hank, okay? Just pull a section of it out, knot it gently like this right in the middle, and then when you're done with it, you can really easily just unknot your measuring device like that, and there your rope's good to go. You don't have to cut it or do anything wild with it. So that is the most simplistic method, and it's one of those like, yeah, no brainer, like it's an easy one. All right, now the next one is going to require your axe, and you might have seen this in my recent video. I had a few people ask me about this. They're like, why are all these marks like this on the back of your axe? Well, they're actually 1-inch increments of my axe, so I can measure things very easily and precisely with these measurement marks. So how would we actually do this? You're either going to need to take a tape measure, or you can grab the back of your notebook. A lot of time notebooks, especially Right in the Rain, have a measurement chart on the back, but they're only small, like 6 inches. So you're going to need to make precise measurements, because we don't want our inches just guessed at. So make marks on your axe, take a marker and make your markings down the back of your axe. And then you're going to find yourself a thin flat piece of metal. Now you can use a file that you would normally file metal with, but in my case I have this old trap spring that is straightened out here at the forge, and we're going to utilize this. Now, if you're going to be around camp, okay, you just take your piece of metal along with you for your daily project, and then just heat it up in the campfire, but be careful, it might get hot towards the end, so have something to hold this with. If you're home or in the garage, you want to grab this. I almost dropped it there. You want to just grab a torch, or you can also, if you have a forge, of course, heat it up in the forge. But in our case, we're just going to heat this end up like this hot and then touch it. Let's take a look. All right, and once my metal is hot like that, even on a cool fall day like today, I would find my mark and simply just lay it onto my axe like this, burning it in. That's going to give me my mark right there. And then we would come up, again, I don't have marks on here, this is an old axe handle, but I would just touch it like this, making my marks, my 1-inch marks, really nice and easily down my axe. And then with some quick work, a campfire or a torch like I had, you can see we added these marks on the back really quickly. And again, if you do it and it's properly spaced out, you can see here, they just go down in 1-inch increments and you have yourself a measuring device. So I hope you try this one. This is great. Definitely a useful tool for the advanced bushcrafter. So if you like this video, hit like and subscribe down below. You can also check us out over at coalcrackerbushcraft.com for all our gear, our blog, and our classes. And then until the next video, stay in the woods.